Craig, thanks for joining me today. I recently talked to Tony Brown about what's going on with the mid-sized banks and what's top of mind for them. Now, you work with the big ones, with the big banks. So can you share a little bit about what they're thinking about?
No, absolutely, Amanda. Thank you. Tony's perspective on the mid-sized banks is probably not too far different from what we see in the larger banks, but there are really two key things that I would want to hit as we talk to all of our larger banking clients and friends. One is, particularly in light of the new change in regulatory regime and the presidential administration, is regulatory compliance and evolving risks are at an all-time high as we wait to see what changes are made under this new administration. Because, as you know, the banks operate in a highly regulated environment, and there's always frequent changes, even highlighted further by this change in administration. But at the same time, the banks that we're working with are also still dealing with the hangover of the previous administration. And there was a lot of regulatory activity right before the inauguration that created remediation activities, et cetera. So chief audit execs are very busy right now, validating those issues and moving towards the next step in their journey. The second area that is important, really, amongst the big banks is the cybersecurity and technology risks. I know this is something that we've talked about for a long time, but I would say that the rise of digital banking, the AI-driven fraud increases, and increasing cyber threats really continuously pose issues for banks and other financial services companies. And really, the role of the CAE is to assess the effectiveness of those cybersecurity controls, all of the third-party risk management, and the IT governance, really to prevent data breaches and outages like we've seen just in our recent past.
Craig, what are the implications of these changing risks? What do you see the banks do about it?
Yeah, well, while I say there probably are more implications or ramifications than even we know yet, one of the key things to really focus on is both of these areas are really going to create or are creating talent shortages and skills gaps, because the demand for auditors with expertise in data analytics or the AI, cybersecurity, along with the risk management, the demand for them is growing, but there's a shortage of those skilled professionals. So the focus on talent acquisition or upskilling of current resources, and then certainly the leveraging of automation within audit function is going to be extremely important to improve the audit efficiency while continuing to address those emerging risks that we've talked about.
Craig, given the pace of change here, where can folks go for more information?
Perfect question, Amanda. I would say weekly, PwC puts out an article called Our Take, which is a weekly rundown of all the regulatory changes and really our perspectives on what they mean for what's happening within not only third line, but first and second. So I think that's the place to go for a very quick spot to come up to speed each week. And I think we can I was told we can post a link to this for the most recent Our Take, and anybody can sign up for that at their will.
Yeah, 100%, Craig. Thanks for your time today.
You got it. Thanks, Amanda.